On today's show, a major ground-up rewrite to Autopilot is coming in 6 to 10 weeks' time that's, quote, a quantum leap on today's Autopilot systems. Lucid announces 300 kilowatt DC and V2G connectivity for its upcoming Air sedan. And Elon Musk ponders out loud on the internet about making Teslas play elevator music through their external speakers. These stories and more coming next. Welcome back to another ecoTEC Roundup show. I hope that you and yours are staying healthy and safe. Thanks for joining me. Ever since Tesla first announced the prospect of autonomous vehicle capabilities back at the reveal event for the Tesla Model S dual motor, we've watched with interest as Tesla has pushed the boundaries of self-driving technology. Today's Autopilot is already pretty competent, offering somewhere between a Level 2 and Level 3 autonomous experience. But this week, Tesla CEO Elon Musk promised that a new ground-up code rewrite of Tesla's Autopilot software would offer a, quote, quantum leap in capabilities. According to Musk, who's been using an early version of this rewrite on his own personal car, the software will make it possible for Teslas to operate door-to-door with practically no interventions, despite going through construction zones and meeting other challenges en route. I cannot wait to see it in operation, but while Tesla promises it's coming very soon, I'm not sure that the regulators will agree quite yet. Alongside its planned all-electric car like the XC40 Recharge, Volvo has been busy rolling out new and improved plug-in hybrids of existing models as part of its goal of having internal combustion, plug-in hybrid and electric variants of each of its cars in the market. This week, Volvo announced existing plug-in hybrid models would get a major price cut for the 2021 model year, making them far more affordable than they once were. For example, its S60 plug-in hybrid has received a $7,750 price cut for this model year, which pushes its starting price under $49,000 before incentives for the first time. The S90, XC60 and XC90 PHEVs also get price cuts to bring them within reach of more people. Sadly though, none of these have impressive all-electric ranges and are only really good for short all-electric commutes. Volvo isn't the only car company making changes for this model year. Porsche announced mid-week that its Taycan electric sports sedan will get a host of new features and functionality for the 2021 model year, as well as new interior and exterior options. In terms of tech, front and centre, quite literally, is a new head-up display as well as a smart raise function. In addition, all new Taycans will come with ISO 15118 as standard, which will allow owners to authenticate and pay for charging sessions simply by plugging into a compatible CCS rapid charging station. There's also a new feature to allow customers to turn down the maximum charge rate of their car at a DC quick charger to around 200 kilowatts. This suggests that maybe, just maybe, the 270 kilowatt DC quick charging offered by the Taycan may not be great for the battery pack. Ahead of its 5-for-1 stock split next Friday, Tesla's share price has continued to soar this week as shorts get badly burned and shareholders enjoy seeing their portfolios rise in value. In fact, with Tesla now trading at $2,000 per share, its market value has surpassed that of Walmart, with only 8 companies on the S&P 500 being worth more. Johnson & Johnson, Visa, Berkshire Hathaway, Facebook, Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon and Apple. That's not bad for a company that's only 17 years old, and frankly not bad for a company that started the year trading at just $430 per share. There is definitely a bubble building in the market as companies with far less to show for it than Tesla are also enjoying Tesla's success. I'm going to say no more. As Tesla's third electric car and second mass-produced electric car, the high-end Model X is unlike anything we've seen before in the plug-in or automotive marketplace. Powerful, fast and spacious, it's also the go-to for well-off families who need something large but want it to be all electric. It's also quite obviously the vehicle that Chinese company Human Horizons have decided to base their latest electric car off. Meet the Hi-Fi X, and it's not quite a Model X form factor. Called an evolvable super SUV by its creator, the Hi-Fi X features two-piece rear hinge doors that split in order to allow access to the rear. Unlike the Model X, the side of the door hinges backwards like a regular backwards hinging door, and the top hinge upwards to give easy access to the rear. It promises level 3 self-driving, 610km range, and more. As they say, imitation is the way to piss a rival off, right? In the last couple of weeks, I have seen a number of electric car startups head onto the stock market, most usually through the backdoor process of a reverse merger, a route to the stock market that is both quicker than a traditional IPO and also involves a lot less red tape. Modular EV mobility company Canoo is the latest to follow this route, announcing its intention this week to go through a reverse merger with a blank check company in the next few weeks. It will earn about $600 million in funds during the process and, of course, allow it to access the increasingly crazy sums of money being thrown at any automotive startups, from Lordstown Motors through to Nikola Motor. Canoo says its skateboard EV technology will spawn a series of different vehicles, all accessible through its subscription-based service. But as of right now, it hasn't offered a single thing to the public. Last week, I told you about the unofficial 517-mile EPA rating for the upcoming Lucid Air sedan, something which could make this car the longest-legged EV on sale if it gets to the market before the upcoming Tesla Roadster 2. But this week, EV owner and tinkerer James Klafehn showcased his solution to long-range EV travel, a custom camping trailer he nicknamed the T-Rex that he built to be towed behind a Tesla Model X. While he no longer owns the Model X, he did a range test last year and managed more than 400 miles with a headwind, thanks to the combined 185 kilowatt hours of storage between his Model X and the trailer. In ideal situations, he calculated more than 515 miles should have been possible with the T-Rex. No stranger to hacked EVs, I can't wait to see what his next project is. Nice one, James. We still have 2 more weeks until we see the production Lucid Air in the metal. But this week, Lucid continued its trickle-down information about its first production car by detailing the vehicle's onboard charging specifications. And I've got to say, it seems pretty impressive. First off, there's a 300 kilowatt DC quick charge capability, as well as a 19.2 onboard AC charger that will charge at speeds of up to 80 miles per hour from Lucid's own branded home charging station. But that's not even the best bit. According to the company, that branded charging station is actually capable of two-way power transfer, making the Lucid Air the very first production EV to get AC two-way power transfer from the factory. Its massive battery pack could quite easily keep your home running for a few days, or maybe even a few weeks, depending on how energy efficient you are. Sadly though, it's likely to be pretty expensive, and we don't know how expensive it will be yet. I know that you love hearing about new charging technologies, as well as brand new charging stations you can visit today. So we've got an exciting update from our very own Al Yates at Ecotricity New Zealand, telling you about the very latest and greatest EV charging that New Zealand has to offer. Take it away, Al.
Congratulations, New Zealand. You are looking at ChargeNet's newest 300 kilowatt charging station. If you're not familiar with ChargeNet, they already have 130 charging stations around the country, so you can drive the length and breadth of the country on an electric charge. This one is a 300 kilowatt charging station. As you can see, there are 2 charging stations, each can charge 3 cars at a time. But in total, there's 6 charging stations here that you can, or 6 cables that you can charge off. Right now, the fastest charging car in New Zealand is the Tesla Model 3, which is what you're looking at right now, which is running a charging test. That's charging currently at close to 250 kilowatts. Most of the time it'll charge at 200 kilowatts. and that's around about the equivalent of 1,500 kilometers per hour. So this car currently is charging at a rate of 1,500 kilometers per hour. The really nice thing about the ChargeNet network and also the Tesla network is it's actually supplied by Ecotricity. All the power is 100% carboNZero certified, and it's 100% renewable. So well done, New Zealand, and well done to the automotive providers who are providing more and more electric vehicle choices. If you're looking for an electric vehicle, have a look at our page on the Ecotricity website. We've got an EV buyer's guide there, and see what you can get, which can charge at 1,500 kilometers per hour.
Thanks for that, Al. And if you're out and about and you come across a ChargeNet unit, why not give it a go and send us a photograph of you enjoying that zero carbon electricity? A couple of weeks ago, we told you about the Rolls-Royce once owned by legendary musician Johnny Cash, a car that was not only converted to fully electric, but re-engineered with an entire Tesla inside, ABS, screen et al. Well, this week we heard about more electric Rolls-Royces, but instead of the one-off bespoke conversions, these are production restorations of the Rolls-Royce Phantom 5 and Rolls-Royce Cloud. Restored from the ground up and given a 120 kilowatt-hour battery pack and CCS quick charging, these retro icons are certainly not daily drivers, but they capture the glory of the car's heyday without the engine. Having ridden in both internal combustion engine versions of these cars, I'd love to ride an electric version, but with the price tag starting in the mid £300,000 and £400,000 sterling mark, I severely doubt I will. And finally, it doesn't matter who you are or how many times you've actually travelled in one. The chances are you have an opinion on elevator music. You know, the stuff that's sometimes piped into the lobbies of large buildings or the elevators themselves to stifle small talk and pass the time while you go from floor to floor. Well, it turns out, at least if Elon Musk is serious, that he's a fan of elevator music, and this week he threatened to make it possible for Tesla owners to pipe elevator music through their car's external speakers to, quote, play snake jazz or Polynesian elevator music through its outside speakers, wherever you go. If I am honest, I think this is just Elon being Elon and making a veiled moan about the fact that electric cars in the US must have some form of noisemakers to warn pedestrians of their presence. That said, I shouldn't be so sure. Elon made fart mode a thing now, didn't he? And on that note, we are most definitely done for the day. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next episode. And of course, while you're about it, have you switched to New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company yet? If you haven't, you should. It is super easy to make the switch, and when you do, you will help New Zealand wean itself off dirty energy and onto clean green power that will keep our land beautiful for many years to come. I'll be making some more fun content for you all to enjoy next week, but until then, please stay safe, remember to wash your hands, and keep yourself healthy. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Ka kite! See you next time.